Yeah, it's clobbering time.
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes Podcast.
Hey yo, from the halls of justice to the temple of doom, the space wizards return in earnest sonic the boom, pulling swords from stones, throwing rings into volcanoes, water full of witches, I'm inevitably Thanos. Voltron made a lions, Wakanda with a panther, Walker Mars, Darker Manhattan, Spocket for an answer. Live long and prosper, the force will be with you always. No work in all plays, shining like blood-filled hallways. Come and play with us, we all float down here. Say your name 3 times and we hopefully appear. Team full of psychics, super soldiers and weirdos. Some people call us sidekicks because we hardly heroes.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV, and everything geek related. I'm your host, Buddy.
Kitana.
And I'm Cheese Whiz.
Welcome to episode 244, the first one of this new year, 1/7/21.
I can't
we
believe
are
it.
starting anew on this, trying to put 2020 behind me. I also have a bit of a bone pick
Okay.
before we even get anywhere. And if you're new to Hardly Heroes, you go to hardlyheroes.com. You can find all our bios, find out all about the show, see pictures of us, sayings we might say. I'm sorry, I'm just angry. I have some things to get off my chest.
Am I the bone? Am I the bone that
Yeah,
gets picking?
Yes, you are the bone. Now, if you could shut up so I could talk. I was lied to. We're lucky this isn't after dark. I was lied to.
What were you lied to
about doing a show. This is bull. I was told we weren't doing a show, that we had met our quota for the year. And little did I know that you had snuck behind my back and brought on Catans, which is bull.
So yeah, we did tell you that there was no show. We thought you needed a break. You were like unraveling at the seams.
Unraveling?
Mhm.
Unraveling.
You were like erratic.
And you think this would be the best thing to do?
Yeah, we needed another
My
woman.
arch nemesis?
We needed another woman.
We talked Wonder Woman.
No. I don't even know why you guys called it the Katana takeover. If anything, it was the cheese takeover. 90% of that show is just cheese blabbering on about wedges and pregnant women and just being angry about life. I don't get it.
We had the solutions. It was magical. Where were you?
I was told we weren't having a show. So I was out frolicking, you know what I mean? Living my best life, having so much fun.
Dilly knew.
There is collusion going on, and I don't like it, and it's bullshit.
Well, listen, I knew that you weren't going to let us have her on because you guys fight all the time. And so I wanted to bring her on. We did indeed lie to you. I apologize for that. I thought you needed a week off.
I mean, it was nice to have a week off, but not with my arch enemy.
I said what I had to say. You're the, best ruler.
Exactly.
The only ruler of this show.
I said my piece, yeah.
So for any of you new listeners, the Mad King and Kitana have a bit of a, quote unquote war going on.
A squabble?
A squabble. And they did have a debate. The Mad King did win. So anytime Katana's either on the show, writes into the show, does a voice note, she has to bow down and basically say that the Mad King is her true ruler, which she did do.
I have not heard today.
I said it like 25 seconds ago.
I didn't hear it. So if you could say it again.
Loudly into the mic, please.
Mad King's the number one ruler. But last week I was first mic.
Dang.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You'll never be first mic. Not on my show. All right. I'm very upset right now. I got multiple hundreds and hundreds of emails from people saying, how could your co-host do this to you? And the hardest pill to swallow is not Dilly, but my own sister. What does she do? Stab me in the back. What for? A big-headed, smelly girl? Yeah, it's really upsetting.
I'm proportionate with my body.
She's smelly?
I don't know. I don't know if she's proportionate. I don't think so. Maybe Johnny can tell us otherwise. our Norwegian Titan, but this is bull.
My head's always blurred out in pictures. The world may never know.
That's true. We
That
know
is
her voice,
WHATson's seen it. He's seen my head.
but we do not know her head. Right
No.
now, she's even got like a sack on, so I can't see it.
I'm like anonymous.
I mean, are you saying she has to brown bag it to go out?
She has like a baby Yoda like face mask on.
I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad to have 2020 behind me. There's really only, a couple of good things I can say in 2020. But I did have my own resolutions.
Okay, let's hear it.
Mind if I
I'd love
could. Number one resolution that I want to do is I want to travel. And number one place I want to go, if COVID permits me to do this, Norway.
Yeah.
I'm going, baby.
Mhm.
I'm going without cheese if she's not going, because I'm going. Like, if they say, hey, you can go, even if I got to get a vaccination, I got to see my boys in Norway.
Yeah.
I miss them too much. I want to try Sonny's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I want to beat Johnny in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But most of all, I'm not going to lie, I want a hug. I want a hug from Sonny, and I want a hug from Johnny, because it's been, I've never got to like meet them face to face, and I really feel
Touch them body to body.
You know what I mean? It's been a shitty 2020, and they've been loyal listeners, and
We've only
really
gotten to hug their cardboard cutouts.
yeah, it's just not enough. I've spooned them, you know what I mean? I've spooned the cardboard cutouts, and it's
Well,
just not the same.
Brother, I have some news though for you.
Oh,
I could go. Johnny would totally let me go.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Kibosh.
I have a poem.
That's actually true. I think Johnny would probably invite her
I'm
first before
probably
you.
preferred.
No, not after she crushed him. You know what I mean?
So I actually think, brother, even if you're allowed to travel, you may not be able to hug people. So
Why not?
COVID.
One or the other.
If they let me hug them, I'm hugging them.
You need to wear a plastic bag. You
That's
need to wear
fine. I'll
a
do
condom.
that. I'll be the next bubble boy.
Will you wrap up?
My other New Year's resolution is to get scuba diving certified.
Oh yeah, you've wanted to do that a long time.
Ever since I was like 16. So I want to
What stopped you like before? Just like kind of money or time or what?
moolah, and I
Money.
always wanted to have somebody to do it with.
Right.
The buddy system.
So do you have somebody to do it with now?
Scuba Steve.
Scuba, damn you, Scuba Steve. Yeah, I'm doing it with the other sister.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So
I wasn't invited, but that's fine.
you wouldn't do that. You're
No, I would
claustrophobic.
never do that. That's crazy. But I'd like an invite. So
third.
How many do you have?
I thought you have like 3 resolutions.
Oh,
No,
I didn't know there was
yeah, go
a
ahead. Go
number.
ahead.
Sorry. Continue.
Jeez. Buzzkill. My third one would probably have to be spend more time with my fam bam,
With cheese.
my family.
With cheese.
You're not the only fam.
But cheese is there.
Cheese is in that mix. I want to see, both my brothers. I'd like to go visit them. I'd like to go visit my mammy,
Grandpa.
my gramps, my papa.
Papa.
He's a hottie. Not gonna lie. I've seen him on some social medias.
Oh, Burger Man?
Well,
You think Burger Man is hot?
yeah, I would.
Yeah, he's a pretty good looking cat.
Yep.
But I'll tell you something.
Full-headed
He's a big old dork. So
big mustache. Very thick.
All
fully grown in.
all she me and him,
Look at patches. Okay.
whatever, alien head. All right, let's get into the show, okay? I'm upset she's on 2 weeks in a row, but the reason why we brought her back is because Dill needed a week off, and I really wanted to yell at her for trying to take my spot.
Right. So, like, for all of you guys obviously noticing now, Dilly's not here this week. He took a much-deserved week off. He's a hard worker. And, yeah, so he might be gone. Yeah, he might be gone next week, too, so we might have another special guest next week. So
it definitely won't be Kitana. So
Dilly will be missed, but I think we're going to try to, get it done without him.
I don't need him.
I don't know. He's pretty funny.
Should we do him? Yeah.
We're not even going to have a Dilly's gaming corner. Okay, well,
but when he does come back, he's got to do a DRR.
Yeah, I agree. So let's see what's on the docket today. So we have the Shating show where we're going to be talking Cobra Kai. We have Casting Couch. We're going to be recasting a popular 80s movie. We actually have a new segment since Kitana's here called Kitana's 90s Flashback.
No, whoa,
Yep,
whoa.
90s baby. You guys always talk about 80s stuff. I need to throw some 90s in there. Show you guys what really the best decade was.
Who gave her own segment?
I was first mic last week. You missed the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I will always be first mic.
We had the post-show meeting giving her. There's something above first mic, which is called Kitana's mic, and that's what she had.
She's been on what, one show?
And After Dark. 2 After Dark. Well, yeah, 2 After Darks. The debate. And then last week.
All right. And so we normally would do a Does It Rock, but I think in respect for Dilly, we're going to have to hold off on that. But since it was time for Does It Rock, if any of you sidekicks have any songs you want to write in to ask Dilly if they rock, go ahead and do that, and we'll do it when he gets back. And then, of course, no Dilly's Gaming Corner because we're missing Dill, but we do have a sidekick, Mayo, from WHATson that we'll get into later. So just real quick, a word from our sponsor, Sector 7 Salon. We are open for retail only at the moment, but we have some really cool branded mugs that we're selling. We have Birdie and Bean merchandise. We have Hildy June art. We have hair products from Seven Hair Care. What else do we have? We have like tie-dye sweatshirts that I've made. We have tons of stuff for sale. We have vintage Playboys always. We have Marvel Series 1, Series 2 cards, which actually Kitana bought a Series 2.
Yeah, I did some late Christmas shopping recently. Got a whole list of stuff. I got a makeup bag. I got some Playboy magazines and some cards for the family.
Right.
A little bit of everything.
You had a good shopping spree there. So, so hit us up on any of our socials. We're Sector 7 Salon on all the socials, and our website is www.sector7salon.com. You can also hit us up on any of the Hardly Heroes socials. And just a reminder, we're still looking for nerdy stylists. So if you guys know anybody in your life that's a hairstylist and would love to work at a nerdy ass salon, hit us up.
Flyer style, dude.
Hashtag flyer style, dude. That's how we do it over there. Okay, everyone's welcome. All right. We love everybody over there.
Except Kitana.
You know what I've decided? You know what I think we are over at Sector 7? I feel like we're like the land of misfit toys. It's like if you're like a hairstylist and you've like worked in the hair industry and you've always kind of felt like on the outs, like you weren't cool enough, which was always how I felt because I've just always been a nerd in like a very cool industry. But if you're a hairstylist like that, Sector 7 is a place for you. It's like it's a bunch of just dorks who want to like do hair. So
can I be Yukon Cornelius then?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Hermie.
I want to be a dentist.
Okay, so we're gonna get into the Shating show where we're talking Cobra Kai today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the thing is like this. I feel like this show's getting a lot of like attention. I hear about it a lot. Netflix is super pushing it. I mean, it pops up like every single time I open Netflix. It's trying to make me watch it.
Because it's papping.
I think it's hella poppin'. I like it. Now, I'm kind of interested in Katana's take because, she's not an 80s baby. So she maybe didn't grow up watching Karate Kid. So I kind of want to know what she thinks about Cobra Kai.
No, I did not grow up watching The Karate Kid. I wasn't born yet when it came out. But Cobra Kai, I mean, it's easy to follow. I sometimes just can't stomach the corniness, the level of like just cheesy it is. And not the good kind of cheese like you, but like the tacky cheese, you know?
Oh, right.
I'm just, I'm not sold on it.
How do you not like Daniel-san? Listen here, Daniel-san. I think it's getting worse as it goes on. Okay. I think the beginning of it was really cool. I think they didn't realize that it would be as popular as it is. So now all they're doing is just bringing old stuff from the movie and just keep putting it back. Like, hey, remember this person? Oh, we're going to see them again. Oh, remember this person? Like they literally from the second movie brought back 2 of the people that he met, like the exact actors.
Right.
And then how they fit it all together. You're just kind of like, it's lazy writing, I feel.
Right.
But I don't know. It's a lot about Daniel LaRusso, and I don't know. He's not a good actor.
Yeah.
But I like the other guy,
Johnny.
Yeah. But his character's even getting a little weak. I don't really care for any of the kids.
Yeah.
I hate both of their
like protege.
LaRusso, both of his kids are terrible. And they're both terrible actors. And then the kid that Johnny's teaching is a terrible actor. But I think it's because I liked Karate Kid that I'm like, well, I'll watch it. And I think that's what most people are doing.
Well, and it's funny that you say too that it's getting worse because it used to be on a different, right? Somebody else
on YouTube.
Right. And so it does kind of seem like, it got pulled over to Netflix and now Netflix is producing it.
Well, and they greenlit it really fast, and I think they tried to rush it because season 2 actually fell on a really good cliffhanger. And I kind of thought it was actually really kind of cool. And I mean, yeah, it's a little far-fetched that there's this huge karate fight, like spoiler alert, but there's like a huge karate fight in the high school. And you're like, yeah, this would never happen.
Right.
But it was still cool and it was choreographed well. And then how it ended on that cliffhanger, I'm like, oh, this would be cool. And then now you're just kind of like, all right, they erased all that. So I don't know.
Well, and it could just be that where it's like, okay, it started out good. They picked it up. They're like, okay, let's do it. Right. But then they're just kind of rushing it now, or maybe just running out of like, well, how much can you really, because I think that's another thing, even with the movie, it's like the amount of like the whole karate scene, like, is it even that big? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, are they really
Valley High karate, tourneys it's a big deal. We chop the competition. Just saying.
Right. I think, I actually, even though I enjoy the movies, I don't think they're good movies. Like, I think the acting has always been a little crappy and like the cheesiness and stuff. Of course, like Miyagi was cool, but Daniel-san was always super annoying and the acting has never been super great. And it's always been like over dramatized. You know what I'm saying?
If you really look at it as a whole from when it first came out was a great idea because they made Daniel-san be the hero, but in this show, they made him out to be the villain.
Right, and I like that.
And I thought that was a really cool spin, and that's kind of what really drew me in.
Right.
And I think it was good, but I think now that Netflix took it over, I felt like they rushed it, and they just didn't put as much time into the script like they did the past 2 seasons. But I haven't finished it, so I can't. I'm like 3/4 of the way through.
Okay, of season 3.
Yes.
So are they doing another season?
They're supposed to. I mean, I want to see how this one ends, but I haven't heard any different. So
there's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where Barney Stinson Neil Patrick Harris talks about how they should bring back like the Karate Kid people and like flip the roles, basically like what you just said.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious, like if that really kind of sparked the idea for them to make it, because that show's been over for a while now. But they had both of them like cameoed in that episode.
And the Cobra Kai for Barney in that show is kind of a long running thing where he totally always sides with the Cobra Kai. Like he like 100% is, like has always like rooted for the Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Which is super funny because I feel like now that they have the show, a lot more people are like rooting for the Cobra Kai.
He came up with it, Barney Stinson.
I totally believe that because Neil Patrick Harris is a genius for anyway.
Anyway,
I think you're totally right. I think he came up with it.
Thanks, Cheese. Appreciate you.
I don't think so at all. I think both of you are a big
probably
war.
You know who I think it was Gary Goldman.
Gary?
I've talked about Gary before. He has a stand-up special where he talks about when he rewatched The Karate Kid, he was rooting for the Cobra Kai because he thought that Danielson was like super whiny and annoying. And so he said when he watched it for the second time as an adult, he totally was like hated Danielson and wanted the Cobra Kai to beat him.
Well, you feel the same way now. Like you don't really like him in this show. You're kind of like, he's just, I don't know.
He's a brunette guy, right? Yeah.
Danielson.
Wife's kind of annoying too in the show.
What is that, Amanda or Samantha? Who's he married to? Sam?
I don't know.
Anyway, I think it's definitely like getting worse. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to like continue watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just, it's just not sitting with me. There's so many other things I want to watch. Hey, do you remember the show Mad About You with Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt? Did you ever watch that show?
Dang, I haven't heard
so
of that.
Mad About You, baby. Mad. Remember that song? Remember that show?
How's that go?
Mad About You, baby. Do you remember that show?
I remember it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. Why?
Because I've been rewatching it from the beginning, and this was like definitely it's probably either late 80s or early 90s TV show. But every single time I went to like go watch Cobra Kai, I put on Mad About You instead. So I've just been kind of.
I remember seeing it, but I never really watched.
Yeah, it was probably a little too because they're like in their 30s.
My type of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you might like it now, honestly, as an adult. But I think, when it was on, you were probably too young. You probably wouldn't have been into it. Mad About You, Meryl. Anyway, so every time I went to go watch anything. What?
No. I was gonna segue, but if
please segue. Yeah, because I'll just keep talking about Mad About You.
I know, because you never shut up, just like
Mad About You, Meryl.
Well, on that, you know what I mean, topic of talking Cobra Kai, we actually are doing Casting Couch, recasting Karate Kid.
Karate Kid. So you know what I was thinking when I was recasting this? Didn't they remake the Karate Kid with Will Smith's kid? Which was, did anybody see that?
No.
I didn't watch it either. I did not want to see it.
I didn't realize they made so many Karate Kid movies.
Well, I mean, there's three original.
The OGs.
Yeah.
And then they remade.
Japan.
Right.
No,
and then they just remade
one and two.
Oh.
Karate Kid 1 and 2.
Oh, there's not three of them?
There are?
Yeah.
There's three.
Yeah, it's three. But the second one, he goes to Japan.
Yeah. The third one is like practically unwatchable.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're.
Am I going first?
Wait, so we're recasting Karate Kid. Hold on, let me talk the premise here. We are recasting Karate Kid, the original, which was like thing from like 1984 or something.
86.
86.
That's a great year.
It's an okay year.
It was an all right year.
Great year.
I'm sure horrible things came from that
that's
year.
when your Mad King came ruler right out of the womb.
That's when Little Cheese became a big sister because I was just the little sister up until 1986 when little Cheese, 5 years old. So this is a funny story actually about
She became
little
Big
buddy.
Mickey Cheese.
So little buddy, he was the fifth. So he was like kind of the bottom of the barrel, like in terms of like we already have so many kids, but then immediately became the favorite and the spoiled kid or whatever. But like I mean bottom of the barrel in a way that like my mom has already raised 4 kids that are still alive. So it's like any of the safety or like concern, like that's all out the window. Like she would let us take Buddy in the swimming pool when he was like a very small baby, like no supervision. She was like, he'll be fine.
Probably 3 years old.
Right, like everyone will be fine. Like she was not concerned with us dying anymore. You know, like we were fine. And so, but he was definitely spoiled. But anyway, I remember this because I remember as like a 5-year-old, like I think it was probably really hard for me to like understand what was happening. But like my mom just like one day came home like with a baby. Like I can't remember like expecting that we were gonna have a baby, like that I was getting a little brother. Like I don't remember any of that. I just remember them coming home and be like, hey, look. And they're like, his name's Sterling. And we're like, what now? That's a weird name. Like, we're definitely not going to call that little baby Sterling. So we like renamed him Buddy. I can't remember who came up with it. And we didn't call him Sterling for like, I don't know, the first like what 20 some years of your life. We called you Buddy. Right. And he was just like the cutest, fattest, like sweetest little baby. And we're all obsessed with him. And we would like fight over like who got to change him and who got to feed him and who got to carry him and who got to dress him. Like, I don't even know if my mom even had to do anything because we all just wanted to take care of the little fat baby.
What else is new? Everybody wants me around. Everybody wants to do everything with me because I'm the favorite.
Kitana, this is why he's the way he is, because we just smothered him and we loved him so much. We were like, oh my God, like we kind of treated him a little too special.
Built up his ego.
Yes. And now he's unstoppable train of ego.
I wouldn't say unstoppable, determined, you know what I mean? To be the best ruler I can be. And that's exactly what I am.
Okay. So moving on.
Forever and ever. We already know you lost the debate. So that's why you have to say it, you know?
Okay. So 1986 was a great year. We got the Mad King. So we are going to be recasting the characters Daniel-san, of course, Mr. Miyagi, Johnny, who is the Cobra Kai kid, and then the Cobra Kai sensei. So those are the 4 characters we're going to be recasting.
All right. Am I doing my whole list or?
Yeah.
Okay. So
explain.
I know. Trust me. I actually know what I'm doing. I just don't go on rants just to go on rants about wedges. You know what I mean? And the worst part is we've heard this rant 9 times. And you just keep it up.
Well, okay, but like nobody.
I'm talking now. So if you could just thank you. So I've went a different direction with this movie. I actually wanted to make a comedy.
Oh God.
And I was very excited about this because
Gal Gadot.
I went with an all-male cast, you know.
Did you?
Yeah. The reason why I feel like I went with a comedy is it's really hard watching, especially Cobra Kai, seeing these kids like super into karate and it being like
serious.
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, karate changed my life. And, you know, like everything's just so different and how the town's just really into it. So I kind of had like this hard time of really like trying to make it serious.
Okay, I like it.
My Miyagi, Will Ferrell.
Okay.
And then I'm not really I don't have my pulse on like young actors right now.
Right.
So I've more picked young actors that I knew that I liked. You know, Obviously they're grown now.
Yeah.
But Steve Anthony Larson from Even Stevens.
Okay. Yeah.
Some people would know him as Beans.
Love
that kid. So I think he would be with Will Ferrell more of like the funny kind of like,
So he would be Daniel's son.
like, and then my other side is still funny, but I feel a little bit more tough. And for my Cobra Kai instructor,
Okay.
I was actually really happy about this. John Hamm.
Ooh, I like that because he's definitely funny, but can be.
And
serious.
he has that look where he could look serious, but he's
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
And then Justin Barfield from Malcolm in the Middle
As
is
the
brother
Johnny.
Reese, the older or the
Oh, okay,
brother.
Reese, right? So he would be Johnny.
Yes. And I think it'd be a hilarious movie, super fun.
I think Reese would be great in that role.
That's what I'm saying. Him and John Hamm, because both of them can be funny, but they don't really look it.
Right.
So I'm like, that's why I picked them for Cobra Kai. And then obviously why you pick Will Ferrell is Miyagi, because he can be really just kind of silly and funny, which is what was so fun about Karate Kid is, Miyagi kind of made it very lighthearted.
Yeah, and he kind of messed with Daniel's son all the time.
Exactly. And Beans is just, he's amazing. I used to love Even Stevens. So,
all right, that's pretty good.
yeah, I think I'm going to win.
No, dude, I'm winning. I promise you.
There's no way.
Yeah, I promise. I promise.
We'll talk so much that we'll forget what we picked.
Okay, Kitana.
I don't like this very much, but I kind of got the same idea that it should be a comedy. Like, because Cobra Kai is so corny, I feel like same thing. You can't really be serious and watch the movie.
Right.
So,
She's
excuse
just
me. It's my turn to talk.
She's trying to be like me.
No, I came up with this idea first. I did my homework first.
Just like she was trying to call herself the Mad Queen.
No, that was a hashtag. I didn't start that.
Sure.
Anyway, my Mr. Miyagi, I would do with Ken Jeong, the guy from The Hangover. The
Oh,
guy.
Oh.
yeah. Okay.
He would be my Miyagi.
Okay, that's funny. I like that one. That's better than Buddies. Okay.
Thank you.
No way.
The other sensei, I wanted to do Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh,
He's actually he was in A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Mhm.
And he was pretty funny in that one. He does series of unfortunate events. I just think
This-
he's really
That's what I was gonna say. The series of unfortunate events where he plays kind of this evil,
yeah.
but funny.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, it's such a good pick. I love
Those are
that
my
one.
two. And then for the kids, one of them I picked because these two people are like grown men,
Mhm.
but I feel like they play younger people pretty well.
Okay.
So one of them I picked Ansel Elgort, and he's in Baby Driver.
Okay, I don't know him.
He can kind of play, like the villain.
Mhm.
And for the other one I picked Dave Franco. I feel like Dave Franco can be like, kind of funny and play off.
Is that Franco's brother?
Yeah, the little one. The cute
Like,
little
so there's three, right?
brothers?
Are there three Francos?
I don't know. I just knew the two. Is there a third?
Okay, no. Yeah, then okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the little one who's in The Neighbors
Yeah. Okay.
with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
So
That's actually good. I like the Franco pick. I don't really know who the other kid is. But Franco would be the Cobra Kai kid, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's pretty good. That's pretty good.
My Cobra Kai still wins.
Yeah, your Cobra Kai is pretty good. I like her. I like Neil Patrick Harris though. Hard. I'm hard for that guy.
I will give her that. That was actually a pretty good pick.
What about Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah, that's good, but
Will Ferrell and Neil Patrick Harris.
No, John Hamm for the win.
oh, you think so? Over Neil Patrick?
What about John Hamm and Neil Patrick Harris?
No, that's
Those
what
two.
I'm saying. I would
What if Neil Patrick Harris was Mr.
Miyagi.
Miyagi?
That's what I'm saying. That'd be money.
What about yours?
Okay, this is funny because I actually kind of went for comedy as well. But get this. I'm only picking cartoon characters.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's an animated film.
I'm actually behind on this. I like this.
Okay. So the problem is my Danielson and Mr. Miyagi. So Danielson is Morty and Mr. Miyagi is Rick. Okay.
No, that doesn't work.
No, but listen, Johnny is Cartman, and the Cobra Kai sensei is Master Shredder. Okay, so this is the thing. You mix all the animation styles. Okay, so like you have the kind of Cartman, like South Park animation, and then you mix in the Rick and Morty animation, and then you of course you mix in the Master Shredder kind of 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Why can't you do Rick and Morty? You were behind the animation, but why can't you do Rick and Morty?
I don't know how I feel about that because I don't feel they embody
karate. Because Morty is like super whiny all the time. Rick would be a hilarious Mr. Miyagi where like he's like cussing at him, okay, and he's like trying to teach him karate, but like Morty's being a baby, and Rick is like drinking and he's like drunk and he's trying to teach him all the ways of karate. That's like hilarious.
I give it a C+.
Oh, that's such bull.
C+.
That is such bull.
It is not better than mine.
Are you kidding me? If anybody wins, it's Kitana's with the Neil Patrick Harris.
If he was Miyagi, yes.
No, but I really like him as the Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Dude, you're tripping, dude. Master Shredder. Come on. He's 100% the Cobra Kai sensei.
That is good. I'll give you that. But Cartman?
Yeah, dude. Cartman is like, he's... And this, again, it's like a comedy. So Cartman is like being a little bitch, right? And he's like trying to kick with those little legs. He doesn't even have legs. He just has like a foot.
But see, if he was Danielson, that would have been better.
No.
Because Danielson is a little bitch.
So is Morty, though.
Yeah, but Morty's got a little bit more of a backbone.
Yeah.
If the roles were reversed...
Do you think you would put Morty as the sensei? I mean, the kid, Johnny?
Yes, and Rick as Cobra Kai. Because Rick's kind of an asshole.
I know, but that's why it's funny that he's in a Mr. Miyagi. Because he's like literally trying to teach him like wax on, wax off. While he has drool coming out of his mouth.
I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree.
This is bullshit.
You guys all lost. Mine is the best.
Let's just take a vote on the Sanctorum.
Okay, we'll do a vote.
Beans is obviously the winner.
No, Beans? No.
I love Beans.
Morty's a perfect Danielson. If I could draw...
John Hamm is John Hamm, dude.
I actually do think that John Hamm can do like a lot.
And Tag, have you seen Tag?
Oh, yeah.
So funny.
He can just be really funny or really serious because you watch him in Mad Men and you're like, you forget it's John Hamm.
No, and there's not even like a hint of funniness to him at all. I actually I think I knew him way more as a serious actor before I ever saw him be funny. That's kind of how I was with Christopher Maloney. You know who that is? He's from like Law and Order. Anyway, he was like really, really serious and like kind of an asshole in Law and Order, or the SVU, Law and Order. And then you see him in a lot of these like comedies and he's just like hilarious. That's how I kind of felt about John Hamm. I was like kind of surprised at how funny he was.
Who watches Law and Order?
No, it's not Law and Order. It's Special Victims Unit. It's Law and Order SVU. Everybody watches that show.
I don't.
Yeah. No, everybody does. We'll take a poll on the Sanctorum. Everybody watches SVU.
No.
Because sexual based offenses are especially heinous. You guys have never seen that show?
No.
Okay, you know what you guys should do? Is watch that show. Because I'm telling you, it's one of the best shows on TV. It's in its 23rd season. Okay, a show doesn't go for 23 seasons without being amazing.
Too much.
Look, you don't have to watch all 23 seasons, but you need to watch in the beginning when it's Olivia Benson and Stabler.
Hashtags The Simpsons.
How many seasons?
The Simpsons, I think, is about the same, if
Is it-
not longer.
I think it's even longer.
Who
Isn't
cares?
it?
That's why nobody wants to watch your stupid show.
No,
Nobody.
well, The Simpsons is like the problem with The Simpsons is nobody grows up. It's the same drawing for 30 years. You know, in SVU, it's like things change, you know. People get older, yeah.
Nope.
Okay, well, I'm gonna vote. Okay, so let's just put it together here. So we're gonna vote that who's our Danielson? Who's everyone's favorite Danielson? It's not Beans.
Dave Franco. Oh wait, no. What did I say for him? Oh, you didn't know the other guy. Never mind.
You know what? We're never gonna
because nobody can agree.
no one's
I don't
gonna,
like Sheila's picks at all.
no one's gonna concede to this.
Yeah, and I refuse to side with Catan's.
All right, fine. You know what? We'll have to have Dilly listen to the show and he'll vote. Or
Yeah,
we can
I
just
like
text him. We can text him our picks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're talking.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right.
Okay, well, moving on. Since we have Kitana here, I wanted to make sure that she got some time to have her own segment.
Yeah. I'm always getting trashed on about my age, so I thought, why not, jump into the 90s and really see what was great about it.
Before you get into your segment, you have to, say the words.
I did already.
I know, but before you do your segment, you have to say the words.
You have no power over me.
She
I
already
do.
said him. So Kitana, this is Kitana's 90s flashback.
I don't like this one bit.
She already said the words. She doesn't have to say it repeatedly throughout the show.
Did it before her segment.
Fine, Kitana, just say one thing. He's not going to let it go.
But he's the best ruler of all time.
Okay, done. Now, Kitana, please, young Kitana, tell us why you think 90s is the best decade, even though it's definitely not.
Well, there's a list of reasons. I have a whole paper that I was writing during work today instead of doing my job. I was looking up the 90s.
That's the best.
There's just so many things. I don't even know where to get started. I guess I could start with movies, like
let's-
Dumb and
let's-
Dumber. Dumb and Dumber came out in the 90s.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, good.
Tombstone.
Tombstone, brother.
Yeah. Ace Ventura. Tommy Boy. Come on.
That's a good year for movie. That's a good decade
I do
for
like
movies.
all those movies.
You know what? Okay, can I say?
Sandlot came out in the 90s.
Wait,
guys.
can I say something really quick? I'm so sorry. Can I say something? Actually, the 90s movies may be better than 80s movies.
See?
I think it's true.
Fifth Element, The Rock, Lion King, Speed, Face Off. All of these are 90s movies.
Has anybody tried to watch Face Off
Okay.
lately? That movie is so terrible.
I was just going to bring this up because my friend Gina got me a Nick Cage Christmas ornament for Christmas, right? And I have it hanging on my station. And somebody asked about why I had a Nick Cage ornament. And I was like, well, I'm kind of obsessed with him because he's like the worst. No, he's the best worst actor, right? He's so good at being a terrible actor. And one of the shining examples as to how amazingly terrible he is Face Off. Because he's trying so hard to be like crazy. And it's like watching him do it is one of the most magical things on planet Earth because he's so bad. Like there's nothing worse than his acting in that movie. And I don't want to watch anything else. I love that movie.
You watch the very beginning when he's dressed up as a preacher and he's like headbanging. You're just like, what is going on? This is
so
terrible.
It's so bad. But if you watch it like almost like it's a comedy, it's so much better.
And then
You have
the
to
best
watch
part is
everything that Nick Cage does as a comedy.
do you watch John Travolta like try to be Nick Cage and it's all around just terrible movie.
Okay. And see, and this is like a good example as to why Nick Cage is so amazing is like John Travolta in that movie, like him trying to act like Nick, like he's so bad. Like he's not a good enough actor to act as a bad actor. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he is not good enough to even be as bad as Nick Cage because Nick Cage is so amazing. Like I just don't think anyone else can do what Nick Cage does. And that's why he's a national treasure. I believe that.
Have you seen that meme of him stealing the declaration?
The Declaration of Independence?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what happened at the White House? There's just pictures of him and he's like behind, he's like holding it. Like now it all makes sense how it's so easy for him.
Oh man, I can't get enough of Nick Cage. He's so bad. Anyway, I'm so sorry, Katana. I didn't mean to.
No, that's exactly what I wanted. I was to get pumped about the 90s. They're like so many of his favorite movies. You can't even deny it.
Yeah, he's like in the 90s hard.
Okay, so some of the shows I found, I totally forgot about too. Do you remember Lois and Clark? It was like a Superman TV show.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I loved it. I don't remember too much about it, but I remember really liking that one. Cheese, Harry Potter, the book came out in 97.
The first one?
Mm-hmm. That's another 90s thing. Fresh Prince, Boy Meets World, Rugrats.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really what, I kind of grew up on. The Nanny.
The Nanny.
SpongeBob came out in 1999.
Gross.
You don't like SpongeBob?
I never watched SpongeBob.
What? See, this is why we had to do a 90s segment.
Nobody watches SpongeBob.
Oh my, everyone watched SpongeBob. It's SpongeBob SquarePants. He lives in a pineapple under the sea.
It's funny, I never watched SpongeBob, but I think Patrick is pretty cool. Like I could get down with like a Patrick show.
Well, could you look like Patrick?
No, she doesn't look like Patrick Star.
But SpongeBob is I think a lot of people like that show.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not for the Mad King.
Okay, do you remember the Warner Brothers studio store? It had like all kinds of like Tweety Bird stuff and Sylvester. Like I remember like my sister would get stuff from there and I'd be so jealous. Like, oh, when I'm older and I can buy stuff for myself.
I'm going to the Warner Brothers store. What about did the Animaniacs, was that in the 90s?
Yes, actually that's on the list too. I have, like I said, a whole paper. It would take all night, but
have you guys watched the reboot of Animaniacs?
It's just as funny, I think.
So good.
And
like,
I understand the jokes
brain.
Now,
I know. Logan and I have been watching it on Saturday mornings and like I think it's amazing. I love it. And I love Pinky and the Brain.
The bad part, it's getting really bad reviews.
Is it?
Yeah, people aren't really liking it very much. They feel it's like too political.
That's why it's good.
That's why I like it. I feel it's like kind of really in your face, but they execute it so well.
I think it's so great. I thought it was great. I thought it was so like timely and smart and funny. That's funny. I didn't actually look into what the reviews were.
Yeah, so make sure you guys support it because I don't want it to go away. I think it's amazing.
I think it's so good.
The only thing I wish they would do is bring back some of the other side characters. I feel it's a little too heavy of just them and Pinky and the Brain.
Right.
I think if they brought back some of the old side stories or side characters, it'd be a lot better.
Right.
Because then you kind of have a little more fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll see what else, comes of it.
Pinky and the Brain.
Did you guys watch Magic School Bus?
No.
What? What about Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Oh, definitely Bill Nye.
Okay.
I watched both of those. I remember the Magic School Bus.
Oh, do you?
To the person's body. That's like my favorite episode.
Oh, that actually is good.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess I haven't seen that. I wish I could go do that. Don't you wish you could do that? Like go into someone's body? Into like a blood vessel?
That'd be funny. I'd like to go into Cheese's body, see how much cheese is really in there.
Can I say something? And I know I've tried to get my nickname to be Tater.
I like Tater.
No.
I know.
No.
Tater's so good. Katana, feel free to call me Tater.
No, that's why your name on the screen right now is Cheese.
I wish you guys could see, like, if we could weigh, like, let's say if we could put it into like physical terms, if we could weigh the amount of potatoes I eat compared to the amount of cheese I eat, it's just astronomically more potatoes. You can't understand how many potatoes I eat.
You screwed up. You tried to give yourself your own nickname. You can't do that.
It's so stupid. Why? I know myself better than you.
Because
I know what I
how nicknames are made. It's not like you're like, hey, call me Nighthawk. It doesn't work like that.
I'll call you Nighthawk. Is that what you want to be called?
I don't want to be called Nighthawk.
He's Nighthawk. You named yourself.
See, exactly, because I don't like it is why you get named something.
I don't like the name Tater.
Fine, then we'll just call you Cheese instead because you like that nickname.
See, Tater.
No.
Anyway, I don't remember what we're talking about.
Oh, 90s.
Right.
Music. Nirvana's the 90s.
Nirvana was good. Sublime was great.
Alanis Morissette was the 90s. Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac Shakur.
Biggie. Snoop Dogg.
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah. Who else did I have? Oh, Missy Elliott.
Oh, it's weird. Snap, snap, snap.
She's from the 90s. We had the whole pop stage with Britney versus Christina.
Right.
Everyone had to pick a side. NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys. We had the Spice Girls.
Who are you?
What? NSYNC all the way. JT, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Hands down.
Who's the one who sings bye 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 bye?
NSYNC. Yeah.
That's a good song.
That's a good one.
Ask Sheila who her boy band was.
Was it Backstreet Boys?
Please.
Hanson.
Honey,
Hanson
almost
5.
40. Okay. It was New Kids on the Block, bitch.
Marky Mark.
I'll never forget.
Okay, Marky Mark was not in the New Kids.
No?
No, that was his brother Donnie was in the
my
New Kids. Okay, but my man was Jordan Knight. Okay. What's up?
The best part was Cheese begged my mom to take him to New Kids on the Block. And they were in that old Dustbuster, like blue Chevy minivan. They made like a banner. They were all like super excited. Sheila had all the action figures with like the stage. She was all about New Kids.
Okay, but this is the funny thing. It was our first concert, right? My mom's bringing me and my sister and maybe a friend to Arco Arena.
Like two friends.
Huh?
I thought it was like two friends.
Okay, maybe it was two friends, right? For sure. But if you guys know, if you just knew Little Cheese, I was like anxiety ridden. I was worried about stuff. Like my mom used to tell me like I worried about things that kids shouldn't worry about, you know? And like I'd be like little and we'd watch like a special on like breast cancer. I'm like, Mom, I have breast cancer, you know? And she's like, you don't even have boobs, so you don't have breast cancer. But so I was like really, really stressed out as a kid, right? So I was like dying to go to New Kids on the Block. And we went to New Kids on the Block and we loaded up in the van, and in like Arco Arena, you know, Arco Arena, it's like, or like any arena where it's like stadium seating. Well, like there was some part of one of the songs where like everyone was like stomping their feet, and it like felt kind of like an earthquake to me or something. And I like told my mom I wanted to go home. Like halfway through the show, I was like, I don't like this anymore. There's too many people in here. Where are the emergency exits? I can't handle it. Was like way too much like stimulation for me. And I like legitimately wanted to go home. I was like crying and shit. It was really stressful.
Finish the show?
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't leave because like we were there with a bunch of people, but I was like not having it. I was a real stressed out kid. But that was a fun show, you know. I loved New Kids on the Block.
The right
stuff. First kiss is a sweet kiss. Second kiss has a twist. The third and the fourth kiss, I don't want to miss.
You got the right stuff, baby.
Love the way you turn me on.
Taking over by the 80s again, guys.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Go
ahead.
Baby,
bye bye bye.
Thank you. I finished it out with like bad stuff or good or bad question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Menace came out in 1999.
Phantom Menace.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm fine with that. I like it.
That's Logan's.
Logan likes that movie. I like that movie too.
What?
It's a great movie.
And then Cheese, this one's more for you. Yay or nay? Okay. Jelly sandals.
I was definitely a yay on that. 100%.
The white ones, I looked all sparkly, like the clear looking ones.
I like the clear, but you know what? My problem with the clear ones is that after a while they're kind of got a little yellow,
Like sun faded.
yeah. So I was kind of like into the purple ones, you know.
Pink, purple, or like clear. Those are the go-to.
Because she is, smelly and sweaty feet, so they got no grease.
You got some foot grease.
Getting the midday
It
grease.
gets all funky. You get that midday grease, So, do you have any more yay or nays? That was funny.
Tube tops.
Oh, well, I definitely wasn't wearing tube tops.
No.
I was a good Mormon girl, but tube tops, I actually think the 90s right now are coming back a little bit.
Yeah. I still haven't seen tube tops though.
But like just the classic kind of tube top, but the crop top.
Yeah, those are
right. But I think that the tube top is right behind it.
You think so?
Because the crop top, it's like you just need more and more, right? Like they need to crop it more until it becomes a goddamn tube top. And I think it's coming back. I see it so clearly right now.
Was low rise jeans? That was like early 2000s.
Yeah, like early
With
2000s.
The G-string sticking out.
Yeah.
Honest to God, because I've been rewatching Scrubs, and it's like Tara Reid's in an episode during that whole time. It was like very low rise, right? And the zipper was like probably a half an inch.
Yeah, you couldn't even zip those things up. It was like zip done.
And it's literally like you can't. And it was also in style for like especially white girls to just be like board skin, have no ass. Like curves were not celebrated in the early 2000s, and like watching Scrubs and the girls that are like supposed to be hot, quote unquote hot, are just disgusting to me now because they're just too skinny. They have no ass, no hips, no body,
and their underwear is sticking out.
It's so gross. Anyway,
I had a train of thought, but I lost it.
Well,
the Macarena.
Macarena.
That's from the 90s.
That's pretty good. Actually, what was the jean style in the 90s? Oh, was it flare? Was it the flare jean? Was that the 90s?
Bell bottom.
Like boot cut. No, boot cut.
Bell bottom. Okay.
Wasn't boot cut or was that 2000s too?
I think that might have been 2000s.
What was the?
I have no idea.
90s had the grunge kind of theme. I know that like
what
Sister
about
and I.
Jenko?
Oh, was that the 90s?
Yeah,
Jenkos?
Jenko jeans.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That was bad. You know what I remember too about the 90s is my sister and I, because we were in high school in the 90s. So we, a lot of the music, like boy bands and stuff, we were into like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. We're too old, but we were in high school. And because I graduated like 99, sister graduated 98. So we were definitely into the grunge scene. And we're which I think is funny because when we're in high school, when we wanted clothes, we wanted to go to the thrift store. Like we wanted like $2 pants. I feel like my mom really lucked out with having two girls that in the end of the 90s, that's when we were in high school. We didn't want anything expensive. Neither one of us wore makeup or did anything to our hair. We looked terrible. We looked super homely. We wanted to wear like flannels and ripped up jeans, corduroys that were like used from the thrift store. So I actually do remember 90s being kind of an just a very messy kind of homely style for me.
She would wear ripped up jeans and her what were those boots you would always wear? Your Doc Martens. With a yellow jacket.
The yellow jacket, I'm pretty sure was never cool. That was just something I liked. I still have it. Or I have a yellow jacket. I think for the rest of my life, brother, I'll probably always have a bright yellow jacket.
All right. Well, thanks for your poopy segment, and let's move on to
thanks, Kitana. We'll move on to Sidekick Mayo, actually, since that was all of our segments for today. That was a great segment. I think it is funny to think like, even though I'm like definitely an 80s baby, because I was born in 81, obviously the 90s is a huge part of my life because that was when I was like junior high and high school, in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So what year were you born, Kitana?
91.
So you're 10 years. Oh, so it was only 10 years apart. And then Buddy's right there in the middle. Because I think the 90s is a good decade. I don't know if it's the best decade, but I do think it's a pretty good one.
We have Google.
I know, and Google's probably just, ruined society as a whole, along with Amazon. So
I don't know. I've gotten really good at Googling stuff.
remember before Google, there was like Bing or
no, Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves. That's right, you guys. I honestly, the funnest thing for me is to remember when the internet first came out, and you had the dial-up and that noise, the dial-up noise, and the AOL chat rooms and all that. It's just so funny to think the internet was just nothing compared to what it is today. It was just, we only used it to chat with each other, I think. Anyway, okay, let's get into...
Dude, I downloaded off of Napster.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to read WHATson's email. Dilly normally does this, so I'm so sorry for this.
Why?
Okay. Yo! New year, new me, who dis? Anyway, happy New Year's to my Hardly Heroes extended family. Just wanted to check in with everybody, make sure no one caught the Rona over the holidays. I know Kitana sadly was hit with Rona, so we here at the Fresno chapter hope she has recovered fully. We can't have a mad king without his mad queen standing behind him with a dagger, waiting for her chance to take the throne.
Gross.
I'm so glad you guys like the gifts. I don't really have anyone to buy nerd stuff for, so the three of you were the unsuspecting recipients. Anyway, just wanted to check in, say hello, and make sure this year is a great one. Get back in the studio, take the show to the next level. WHATson out. So WHATson, I do actually want you to come back to the salon because I put that Enterprise gift that he has me in a really great. So we have 2 bathrooms in the salon. One's a Harry Potter theme, and one's a Star Trek theme. So I put it in the Star Trek bathroom, and it just looks dope. It looks dope.
My statue's in the studio.
The statue's in the studio, and actually a sidekick. I don't know if the sidekick can be named. The sidekick kind of loaned this insanely cool Star Wars calendar to the salon that I need to take pictures of. I'm also waiting on the January headpiece, but whatever. I need to take some pictures of that because I don't know if we're putting it out there, but it's super dope too. So what I love and I would love for Sidekicks to keep doing is like giving us or gifting or even loaning us nerdy stuff that we can like display at the salon. Because
artwork, any cool thing.
I mean, when people come through, really, it's so much more than a salon. And people come through and it's like, like I actually had somebody come back today to take a tour. And she was like, "Oh my God, was this here the last time I was here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But she didn't notice it because there's so much nerdy stuff and so much cool stuff and so much art to take in that it's hard to see it all.
It's kind of funny. I don't know how you feel, but I feel I really want people to do like nerdy stuff, like their own artwork or their own stuff that they've made that's like cool that we can put up to make it more unique. And that
could be like a rotating thing too,
I think it makes it a lot of fun. Like I look for nerdy stuff that I can put in the salon now. Like I'm always on the hunt.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, WHATson, for our gifts. We miss you, and hopefully we can have you on the show soon because we love you.
Yeah, we need it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the support from the Fresno chapter.
I know, isn't that sweet?
He didn't really mean it.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he meant it.
Wished for my well-being.
He wished for her to have a healthy and happy New Year.
I think the only reason why he said that is he probably like had to or something.
No, he
it was
didn't.
some weird like his allegiance allies with me.
He's Switzerland. He's neutral.
No.
So, just a few parting points to our sidekicks. Number 1, we want to know what you're thinking about Cobra Kai. Number 2, who cast Karate Kid the best.
Mad King.
Number 3, do you have any Does It Rock 90s songs for Dilly? Number 4, let us know if you want Kitana back.
Yes.
Number 5, start Call Me Tater. Let's do it.
Cheesy tater. Out.
Nope.
All right, well that's it. That's what we got for you
I
guys.
need Dill back.
That was great.
Terrible show.
What are you talking about?
Team Cheesy Tater Tot and Catons.
It's terrible. I'm just glad, you know what I mean? I don't have to be in the same room as you, smelly too. You guys are so on each other's jock. It's gross. But they can find us at Facebook at Hardly Heroes. They can find us on Instagram at Hardly Heroes.
Where else?
Find us on Twitter at Hardly Heroes.
Number 1.
They can also go subscribe to the After Dark. It's only $2 a month or $3 a month to get all the episodes.
Access to every episode that Hardly Heroes has ever done, including our bonus content.
And that's the best way to support the show. And you can listen to us on all like iTunes. You can listen to us on Podbean, or you can listen to us on Spotify.
You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio.
That's true too.
Or you can check us out on YouTube.
Yep. But remember, best way to support the show is become a patron on Podbean.
Subscribe. Give us $2 or $3 a month, please. We're so poor.
Yeah.
We need it. We love you guys.
And make sure you guys check out Sector 7, Fly Your Style. And just remember one thing.
Disclaimer, they don't know shit.
You guys have a good night.
Good night. Love you.